Hello guys, welcome to this session of C programming language tutorial. In this session we are going to discuss about um, how to download a Codeblocks integrated development environment and how to code a first program in our C programming career. Just open your browser, whatever browser you have. Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, anything, and just type Codeblocks download, and just click it download the binary release and choose whatever platform that you want. Here the Windows 7 32-bit and 64-bit both are common in Windows, but in Linux 32-bit and 64-bit are separated, and then Mac for having Mac OS, Linux, and Windows. You just select a Windows. I'm just selecting Windows because I'm having a Windows operating system. And then here's the Codeblocks setup. Here's the Codeblocks min-GW setup. If you already have the min-GW and GCC compiler, you just select only the Codeblocks. If you don't have anything, just select the last one, which will be 100 MB, I think so. Just select it, download it, and close. And next, while installing the ordinary installation, it is install next by clicking the button and choose the path where you want. That's it, and I'm already downloaded it, and I'm having it. Open Codeblocks. It will take some moment because the program is loading for the application. Here is it. Open source cross-platform IDE. Cross-platform, which means it will work through any of the platform like OS, Mac OS, Linux, Windows. That is the meaning there. You can create a project through many ways by clicking new project here and new file, and then clicking create a new project. This is the easy way. And these are the other applications, whole bunch of applications that you decides what are the application that you are going to do. ARM project, AVR project, DirectX, which is for game applications, and here MATLAB, and kernel mode driver, which is kernel operating system. You hear, if you know familiar about operating system, you'll heard about the kernel, and the MC51, which is integrated chip motherboard, and I'm sorry, not a motherboard, it is an integrated chip project. And MATLAB, if you are familiar with digital signal processing and dot formulas and mathematical functions, those projects have been done through MATLAB. OpenCV, Opengl, which is popularly known for programming and graphics 3D animations. Qt4 for graphical user interfaces, which means creating a buttons like this, and a file, text field, label. I'm sure I'm going to do that and all in C++ course, upcoming course. But now you just wanted to learn basics now, so I just cover basic. You just create a console application. Console application is nothing but a command window like here, like this one. Your output, your project's output will be appear as like we have seen in the command window. You can categorize it by using console Fortran, which will be very easy to select your project type. I'm just using console and go. Create next. C programming, so select C and type the name that you want. Hello. No, I'm just selecting it, and select your workspace at wherever you want, but I'm just fix on C drive. Finish. Main.c. This is a source code. Hello ROM is our project name. This is source code main.c. In C programming language, your extension should be in C. .c. Here is it. Here is the code. I just wanted to cover everything very deeply and very slowly, because I just wanted you to know all the stuff. I want to cover every single line of code. In every courses and on my every videos, I just cover all my single line of codes again and again, because those things should be very useful for you. And I'll put some animations which could be easily understandable by you guys. And let's get started into the program. Our code blocks already given our first program as like this, which makes a job quite easier. Include. What do you mean by which means is nothing but a preprocessor, which is called as a preprocessor, which includes this library. Standard InputOutput.h is these things are the header file, and preprocessor includes this library. And in C programming language, there are plenty of libraries like standard input.h, standard library.h, and console input-output.h, Opengl, or windows.h, graphic.h, and more libraries are there. But most commonly we are using standard input-output.h and standard library.h. If you wanted to cover the basics, you just use these libraries. If you are getting familiar and step through into the advanced, you know what type of library that you wanted to use. I just don't want to confuse you by telling those stuffs and all. I just wanted to cover the basics. Include preprocessor includes this library. What is standard input-output? Standard input-output means input and output functions. Printf, which is used to write the functions to the control window, and scanf, which is used to read from the user or keyboard. Those functions are all predefined in this library, which were already written for us by someone else. We are just taking it and using for our project as our wish. Standard library.h, which are used for several purposes, to convert our string to arguments. I just don't want to confuse you. This is a library, just keep that in mind. We will cover this later. This is a library which will be very useful later. Standard input-output, is used for printf and these small functions which we are using in small projects, which will be very useful in standard input-output.h, like printf, scanf. Int means nothing but integer. It stores values like numbers, the whole numbers. It stores the whole number values. It is a kind of a return type. No, it is a return type. This is a main method. Every main method has some return type. In this main method, we have a return type called int. Don't worry about that. We'll see this about later. But remember that integer is a return type. Main method. What is main method? Main method is nothing but every programming language. Main method. The execution of the program starts in the main method. For example, you're creating another method, like whatever name you want, and you're also creating another method, whatever name you want. All these methods that we have created, these methods execution only run or only starts here, only done here only. In this main method, all the functions, how to say, I don't want to confuse you by using functions. I just wanted to tell that main method is the starting point of every programming language. It is the execution. The execution starts only at the main method when we click this run button. Okay, don't worry, we're going to talk about this methods functions later on very clearly. Printf allow word, which means again curly braces. After every method you should put an opening curly brace and an ending curly brace. Why curly braces means to indent the data, which you determine that for you tell to the method that you have a block of codes. You have a block of codes inside these curly braces. Most of the programming languages have curly braces like this, and instead of only some of the languages like Python, there is no curly braces. They are having indentation. Indentation means nothing but this stuff. You are writing your code in a similar way, of very ugly and horrible way, which is not understandable by you later and also by user. So you just wanted to indent. Inside the block the code is indented. You may see clearly, and you may see this program how beautiful and how very nicely. If you do like this and look at this, it seems very ugly. It seems very clear right now, but if you're writing 1,000 lines of this is just a 8 lines of code. While you're writing 1,000 lines of code, when you want to review it, it is very horrible. You just confused a lot of situations while doing that. So I just wanted to indent every line of code. You can do another thing. If you want to make notes of any statement or function or method, you can use this double slash which is called as a comment, single line comment. I'll type this, I'll say this, I'll make a note as this one: prints the output to console window. Like that, you can make notes of it. You can write multi-line comments like this, and like this. These comments will not affect any will not affect the code, will not affect our code at any instance, will not affect our code at any instance. Next we are going to see about a print statement. Print statement means which is printing which is printing the hello world program to the console window, which is used for print the statement to console window. This is a function which is used to print out this code that we are putting in inside this string. This is double quotation which notes a string. Whatever the line of codes that we want to write here, you can put inside only the string. We'll cover the string concept later. And here return 0. What do you mean by return 0? Why are you returning a 0? Which is an integer which has a return type. Every integer or float reference type return type, you should return some values or some data. Here we are returning 0 because we are telling to the operating system that our program is successfully executed. Our program has no errors, so we are executing it correctly. So just we are going to display the 0, returning 0 value to the operating system. We are telling to the operating system that there is no error in our program. And this is the end of the program. This is the first program in our course. Sorry, a little bit of tongue twister for talking a long time. I'm sorry. I just wanted to build the program. Here, build it. The program is building. You have no warnings, no errors. Okay, it was built in just in 4 seconds. Everybody knows the C and C++ is the fastest among the programming languages, because which are very quietly nearer to the operating system, which means nearer to the hardware. It speaks with the hardware very easily and so that's why it is very fast while comparing to any other languages. C programming, sorry, I'm just confused. We build it and then we should run it. You can do this by building and running, and if you want to build and run, you just use this one. If you want to make some shortcut keys on keyboard, Control F9 to build, compile current file, or run your file, and run build and run F9.